So it is finally here. 1.4 is out, and in addition to that, we also have a free DLC called Horizon Signal being released as well. Now, obviously, this wouldn't be this channel if we didn't talk about things like the patchnotes, which is exactly why we are here right now. So let's take it away, shall we, and go over these patch notes. It's it came out today about 9 hours ago from my point of view. Of course, if you're watching right now, it will be a little bit later during the day, or weeks, months, years. Who knows? If it's years, you should probably move on to the version 2.6 or something along those lines. So why are you even here? All right, 1.4.0. I'm sure we'll get an updated version of 1.4.1 in the near future, as the achievements are currently broken. So that will probably be a hotfix for that in the next few hours. In the meantime, let's take a look here. Leviathans Story Pact added a new introduction event for the Artisan Trope. It's very straightforward. An event for the Artisan Trope. Add an encounter event for the Enigmatic Fortress. Again, this is a standard small event being attached to the Enigmatic Fortress, which is it's useful. Video for that. Thank God I haven't made it, because now they've added another event for it, as I'm currently working on the Stellaris video, so whatever. Features added 33 new achievements. That is a significant amount, and as soon as 1.4.1 is out, I'm going to do a full achievement run here on the channel, so that should definitely be interesting. I've never played Ironman Mode in Stellaris, and it's kind of funny considering the game has been out for 6 months. Yeah, I never really had the opportunity to do so. I never really wanted to, so it's kind of a thing. No longer is it possible to build robots on planets belonging to sectors, so basically a part of the population system has been overhauled. Added a victory event after defeating the Praetorian Scourge. So if you defeat the Scourge, there will now be a victory event. Apparently this is not the case with the Unbidden, but they have been reworked quite significantly as well. Added new events for discovering additional precursor anomalies so that the quest chains can always be completed. This one right here. As with many of you, I have never, ever finished one of the precursor change. Ever. Like, a lot of them, whether or not they are the Foundation or the Cybrax or anything along those lines, precursors. In all of this time, I've played dozens of games, like literally tons of them, and I've never managed to finish any of the precursor chains. Actually, to the point that I actually restarted games as soon as I knew it was no longer possible to finish them. But they've now added additional anomalies to the game that can spawn on worlds that you already own. So randomly generated precursor events will now spawn regardless of you having surveyed every single planet in the galaxy or not. So you'll finally be able to finish the precursor anomalies, which is really cool. Change the way the extra dimensionals work. Instead of spawning reinforcements as soon as a fleet is lost, the extra dimensional portal will create a new fleet at a fixed rate depending on the number of dimensional anchors the extra dimensionals have placed in the galaxy. Dimensional anchors are a type of station that the extra dimensionals construct, and their main portal is invincible while any dimensional anchor exists in the galaxy. It should make the war against the extra dimensionals more of a long-term fight and less of a surgical strike against the portal. That's cool. It also means that you will need to strike pretty quickly on the extra dimensionals if you want to take out the portal quickly and efficiently. Because the longer you wait, obviously there is the use of using the extra dimensionals to wipe out your enemies, but they will start building these anchors everywhere, giving them more fleets, giving them more strength, and it'll be a longer and more annoying slog to take him down in the long run. It's still, a case of duck, duck, goose. As soon as goose gets hit and they touch a planet with life forms on it, poof, they will completely disappear. So we're going to have to update the extra dimensional video due to this. So those are the features for 1.4. Balance! Apparently, for a second there I was going to say there's nothing here, but no, there is actually a subcategory. General evasion can now be capped at 90%. That's good. Ship mineral maintenance cost has been reduced. to 0.4% of ship cost. It's nice, so we can actually move more ships around. Energy maintenance. So overall, fleets have been made cheaper, at least to maintain. We still don't have any functionality like mothballing. Obviously, you can put a fleet in orbit around a planet, which will reduce its maintenance by a significant margin. I think it's like 50%. So, yeah. Afterburners now use an auxiliary slot. That's good. I really like to use battleships and cruisers with autocannons and basically have afterburners on it so they can get super close super quickly and then unleash the fury. Regular empires now start with 8 pops. Okay, fair enough. Not entirely sure how that is going to impact your setup. Obviously, I think you originally start with 5 or 6 pops. Not entirely sure about that. I could just be talking about my ass on this one. So, primitive farms and factories can now be upgraded directly to hydroponics farms and mining networks. It means you no longer have to go into the individual tab and replace the building that is there, which is kind of nice. Pirate ships have been reworked slightly and buffed in most cases. Yeah, definitely the pirate galleon which has over 3K fleet power definitely needed to be buffed, guys. Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Primitives are now consistent in how many pops, farms, and factories they get each age of development and get new pops, armies, buildings when advancing through the ages. Doesn't really matter how advanced you are, you primitives. When I'm in orbit and I'm raining down hot molten lava and metal, yeah, your silly nuclear weapons are not going to help you too much. Okay, Stone Age primitives now generate fewer tile blockers. Interesting. I didn't know that Stone Age primitives actually generated tile blockers. That's cool. Space Torpedo's technology now requires fusion missiles instead of nuclear missiles. Okay, so right now, Space Torpedoes are a little bit more advanced in technology because you need to have one step ahead, which is fusion missiles, which is, I think, tier 2. Venerable trade cost reduced from 5 to 4. Okay, that's cool. That's a species modifier trait. Mineral silo is now restricted to 1 per planet. Okay, because you can no longer spam them on mineral-heavy 24-tile planets, which is kind of interesting. Increase max minerals from mineral silos from... okay, so the bonus is actually doubled on every single one of those. That's cool. So maximum minerals from mineral silos have been doubled. So it means you can pile up minerals much more efficiently, which is kind of good, especially considering the mid-game, the amount of minerals you have does get kind of ridiculous. So this is rather useful. Something I need to keep in the back of my head. Level 3 mineral silo now only provides +1 mineral per adjacent tile. Okay, that's cool. Increased protectorate detect discount to 95. Okay. I think it was 50 before. So right now, if you have a protectorate, you'll be able to tech up a lot quicker. Or if you are a protectorate, you should be able to tech up a lot quicker, which is useful. Protectorates can no longer conduct independent diplomacy. One would hope so. Repeatable technologies have their base cost increased from 1,500 to 3,000 and increasing their costs. And their increasing costs increased from 480, which is, I think, a base in value when it comes to technology, to 1,000. Obviously, this does not include the joys of planetary and pop modifiers that are on top of that. But that's pretty big, especially because I do run quite a lot of time lapses in the background of my games. I do find that a lot of empires end up with huge core planet modifiers, up to like 25. So this is going to come into play there quite nicely. Slave processing plans now give +10 slave food mineral production instead of 5. That's nice. Makes slavery a little bit more interesting. Right now there is not a lot of incentive to do it. Nobody really likes it in terms of your other species in a galaxy. I've been kind of dabbling with some slave empires lately, and there's a lot of fun to be had there. So it's good that it's been boosted. Reduced spawn odds of tomb worlds. Interesting. Okay. Increased frequency of alien pet deposits. More alien pets, more alien zoos then. Reduced war score costs for planetary and vassalation war goals. Okay. So if you have planetary and vassalation war goals, then the war score cost is going to be reduced. So no longer will you have a small empire of 5 planets needing to have a war score of 173, so it's now been reduced. Percentage-wise, it's not entirely clear on how much it is, so yeah. Double presentient anomaly spawn chances. Double presentient anomaly. Presentient anomaly. I am not entirely aware of what this is. Fix CTD when generating a certain tooltip while player has no planets. Okay. Apparently a certain tooltip crashed people's machines. It's close to desktop, by the way, CTD. Pops are no longer upset if an occupier purges pops on one of your planets. Interesting. So pops will no longer be upset if an occupier purges pops on one of your planets. Could have worded this a little bit better. Components. Space torpedoes been reduced. Wow, space torpedoes have been both nerfed and buffed a little bit. So their maximum damage has been nerfed, but their cost has been reduced. So it's not actually halved. So if this was 130, this would be a proper nerf. But again, space penetration set to 50. I think it was 75 before, or 70, not entirely sure. Armor torpedo mineral cost has been reduced. And basically every single type of torpedo has been nerfed slightly. Devastator torpedo missile HP reduced from 8 to 6, so point defense will be a little bit more effective. Fair enough. AI, war. Federation AI is now better at picking war goals for non-conqueror federations, and will focus on retaking planets and liberating larger countries. That's good. One of the main ways of federations that are pacifistic to grow is liberation mechanics and then vassalizing those. Sector, major work done to sector AI to make it better at budgeting and utilizing resources. Thank you. Diplomacy, AI will now sometimes gift countries that are at war with their rivals and threats. That's actually quite useful. AI will no longer ask you to become their vassals multiple times in a row. That was super annoying in some cases. AI is now less keen to accept a lot of defensive packs. Okay, that's kind of different. So more warfare, basically. Slow down AI requests for Federation memberships, association statuses to prevent message spam. Fair enough. Fixed a bug where AI would send fleets to deal with pirates only to retreat to the pirates being stronger. Yeah. Fixed a bug where AI was trying to build buildings on tiles that had pre-sentience on them. Fair enough. User interface stuff. Closed borders and truce is shown as diplomatic status. Construction ship now sends mode notification fleet order finished when last construction is queued is done, so it's kind of similar to what the sign ship does. Planet view colonize button opens the same surface view window as when the planet is clicked in the expansion planner. That's useful. Before we would just go to the planetary tile button like you would do in the upgrade menu. But now if you go to the colonize button, you will get the expansion planner view. That's actually quite useful. So that's a little thingy. Clicking on some resource icons in the upper bar no longer opens tabs to being inconsistent. Okay. Bunch of bug fixes. High armor, naval capacity. Planets for storing premises will no longer generate anomalies. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. Zin Empire now starts with the proper number of portrait points. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything interesting here. Savannah and Alpine worlds now have proper localization. Nobody really cares. Fixed continental Savannah, Alpine world not being used by primitive civs. That's interesting as well. Graphics, tweak humanoid 02 and 05 portraits. Thank God they finally tweaked the humanoid 02 and 05 portraits. This game is goddamn unplayable because of that. My God. Added updated cloth textures. Oh man, those HD graphics, man. That's where it's at. Added fixed clothes for humanoid 0.5. Anthropoid battleship sections now all line up. Galaxy view textures have been updated. I thought I already saw some of that. Extra dimensional depth effects have been updated as well. Modding, event chain counter, added count countries little trigger. Interesting. Okay, that's a cool little trigger. Add new trigger, one with condition domination. Added number strategy. So a bunch of new triggers for the game. But yeah, Signal Horizon, Horizon Signals out as well. I'm currently looking at a lot of the code involved in that, looking at the scripting language for Stellaris and looking at the specific language for that event chain. There's quite a lot of events in there. Like, my God. Mr. Kennedy, who worked on projects before like Sunless Sea and is the guest writer for this particular mini expansion, has done quite a lot of work on this, and there's a significant amount of content in there, and I'm really interested to see what we're gonna get out of that. But an update about that sometime in the near future. Until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other.